This healing elementalist build for Tempest is so soothing, or did I mean smooth? I don't know. But it is a really good build. It is very fun. It has amazing heals. It has amazing boon output. It can be easily used as a tank. And it's also capable as a kite, while also being, you know, just a Tempest that is very easy to play and not has a crazy strict rotation as the previous iterations of it. So if you're interested in this, be sure to watch the whole video to not miss out a thing. As always, special shout out to all my supporters on YouTube, Twitch and Patreon that help me keep the lights on. And now, without much further ado, let's jump straight in. So let's start with the gear. This build is really flexible. It starts with the gear and also goes with the utilities. So this is my setup. You can find the link of the build with all the gear setup in the description below, but you could go for full Harrier, could go for full Minstrel, go for full Giver. The important thing here is to reach 100% boon duration with food. That's the really good thing, and of course going for the highest healing power possible, as well as toughness and vitality if you want to tank. You would go with Dagger Warhorn, of course, that's the best weapon set. And you want to go, of course, with Superior Rune of the Monk. If you can afford infusions, you would go with healing infusions, except with one mystical infusion, so concentration infusion, to exactly reach 100% boon duration with the food in my setup. But full healing infusions would be completely fine as well. But of course, it's not necessary. Then for sigils, you would go with Sigil of Transference, just for more healing power, and Paralyzation for more CC. That's very straightforward. Always use Dagger Warhorn, it's the best option by far. And then for the relic slot, you would go with Relic of Karakosa. You have so many blast finishers, you have so much healing because of that. Be aware this only heals your allies, but it's a really potent heal, and it's actually quite easy to do that very consistently because the radius is also quite nice, so you can actually do that quite easily. For your trinkets, my build, my setup goes for full givers with one exception, 2 Harrier's rings. But all the other 4 pieces are givers to get some toughness here, and I can actually then, so to say, get the tanking role if I wanted to. But if you don't want to do that, you can go for full Harriers as well, same output. For the utility and food, I would go with Bowl of Fruit Salad with mint garnish. It's just the best option, gives you outgoing healing and healing power as well as concentration. If you can't afford the Ascended version, you would go with Delicious Rice Balls, same healing output, just losing a little bit of concentration. That's okay. It's way cheaper as well. For utility consumables, the best option is by far Bountiful Maintenance Oils. They are so good, they increase your outgoing healing to others. That's really good. So that means that you should really use that if you need healing. But I know it's quite expensive, still by far the best option. Before I go to the trades, I want to remind you, if you liked the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. It really helps the channel out. But now to the trades. So for the trades, it's quite easy. You can go Water, Earth, and of course Tempest. So in Water, you get a lot of healing. Really important actually here directly, a small minor trait, Soothing Mist. When you are in Water, and then every 3 seconds you apply this to your allies as well. And it stays for 10 seconds, so you can upkeep that permanently. You passively heal. It's like a second regeneration that you can apply. It's really, really good. And then you get some healing when you are tuned to water, and your effectiveness of healing is increased, and your recharge reduction of water skills. It's really good. Then you gain Frost Aura when you use a healing skill and apply regen. That's not that good, but the Frost Aura will be good. We will see that why in a second. Then remove conditions when you are tuned to water. That's quite nice. It's just one condition, but it's keeps adding up if you want to do that, because you consistently dip in water, remove one condition from your allies, that's good. And then of course Powerful Aura, really important in this setup, because you want to give the auras to your allies as well. So whenever you get an aura, the allies will get it as well. So it doesn't need to be a shout. Every other aura skill will also give the allies auras. And the radius is actually quite big here. Then we have Earth. It's just the most defensive trade line that you can go for, because it provides a lot of damage reduction for yourself and cooldown reduction. That's really important this trait, because this is very easy now to upkeep protection. Because just of this trait, you apply so many auras, you have permanent protection, and your protection is more potent because you are an Tempest, which is increasing the potency of protection. And then you get stability, or your allies as well, when you swap to Earth. Be aware though, this is like a rather small radius, so really stack on your allies if you want to provide it consistently. But it's a really short cooldown, like 10 seconds, your element swap. That's really, really good. And then Diamond Skin. It got reworked a while ago. Now it's like a really good Conde cleanse when you blast. And you blast so much that it's actually cleansing a lot of conditions for your allies. The radius, again, is not extremely big. But if you're standing quite close, you actually cleanse so many conditions with this build. It's really good. And then you have Tempest. Tempest gives you, of course, access to the Overlords, which are really, really important skills. They have a long cast time, but they're really, really good. And with this build, you can use them more, so to say, proactively. And it's not really that important to use them in the rotation, whereas the previous one had to use them to upkeep Alacrity. That's the good thing with this balance patch. So whenever you overload, you give yourself an aura, and with this powerful aura trait, it will also be shared to your allies, so that's why you still want to use your overloads now and then, but it's not that important anymore. Then your auras grant vigor and regen to your allies. That means you have permanent vigor and regen just because of this trait. It's really, really good. If you don't want to use the overloads ever, or if you don't need them to use them that often, you can also go for latent stamina to give some endurance regen for your allies whenever you apply vigor, which is obviously quite often because you apply auras and then you give them some vigor and endurance back. That's really nice. But this one is obviously the optimal choice. And then the thing that actually got added here is Elemental Bastion not only heals you when you apply an aura to an ally, but also applies long Alacrity with the boon duration here. 8 seconds if you have the full boon duration setup. It's crazy. That means that you have like a healing skill grants, another Alacrity proc, and it's like, actually it's hard to find a skill that is not applying Alacrity on this build. It's actually insane. It's really, really good. So, and it also heals. So it's like completely crazy how good this is now. And I think you would never use that in a defensive build ever. But yeah, that's how it goes. Now let's go quickly over the skills. So I won't go over all weapon skills because you have to read them yourself, in my opinion, because you're support after all. That are somewhat, you should read them carefully because you want to use your skills actively when you need them and not really follow a strict rotation for the most part. But you have, I will just note the really important ones. This is a blast finisher. This is a nice heal. This is again as well some nice healing, and this is a combo field, so you can blast it to heal. Then on fire, the most important one is Heat Sink, just to get some fury and might to your allies. It's really, really good. Of course, the overload in fire is really good for the might as well. In air, the overload is really good because you want to blast it to give some swiftness, otherwise it's a little bit annoying to get swiftness other than the cyclone. Then your shocking aura is obviously a really good aura, also for CC if you transmute it. Then you have from Convergence a really nice blast finisher as well, very short cooldown, and you can use the cyclone as a CC. And in Earth you get just some nice resistance and protection, and also it's a boon extension that can be also really, really good as well. And of course it's granting another aura, so it gives Alacrity as well. So look at this, it's just for one skill, 4 boons plus the healing. It's really, really good. Then Wash the Pain Away, you should always use that on. It's a Condi remove, pulsing heal, it's really, really strong. It increases in radius, so the first most potent heal is the smallest radius and then it slowly increases. Use that when it's necessary. It also grants an aura and therefore grants with Alacrity and all the boons. It's like insane. And then we get to the utility skills. This is like a very common setup. You can use Eye of the Storm for super speed, swiftness, and stability. It's also a stun break. Also for your allies, that's really good. But it's only 1 stack of stability, so keep that in mind. Sometimes it's a little bit annoying because of that. Then you have, of course, Aftershock, really nice for the Aegis and protection and another aura, so it grants a lot of boons again, really, really good, and it's a blast finisher again. And then you can use Signet of Water for reviving, ranged, long ranged, nice Condi cleanse, and a lot of healing. So a lot of cool things here, but we can also exchange them for a lot of options. You can go for Flash Freeze, you can go for Feel the Burn for Might, you can go for all the summons if you need to. For example, Conjured Lightning Hammer and Frostbow for CC. You can go for Earth Shield if you need invulnerability or your allies need it as well. You can go for Lightning Flash if you need the teleport. You can even go for Mist Form or Armor of Earth if you need more defenses. And you can go for, of course, for Glyph of Elemental Power if you need that. Or you can, of course, go for Arcane Wave for CC. You can go for Glyph of Renewal for long-ranged Resurrection. Or the new one, Arcane Echo, can also be potent, for example, if you use that on your Sand Scroll or your Heat Sink or your just whenever you want to double up on the same skill twice because you need that for whatever reason. So there are many, many options, so keep that in mind. And then for the last skill, I would always go for Glyph of Elementals. If you just do use it in water, it provides a crazy amount of heal. It's really big, it's insane. And this is not using the outgoing healing modifier, so it's like always healing everyone almost to full, and removes a condition that has a very short cooldown. It's really, really good. And if you don't need that or don't want to use it, you can also go for Rebound, of course. It's also very good synergy. It provides stability as well. And it is also good in terms of just cheesing mechanics, because you can survive lethal blows with this, at least some of them. And then you can also go for more CC if you want to with Tornado. But yeah, like I said, a lot of options here. Now regarding the rotation, like I said, it's more proactive in that sense. You don't have to follow the strict rotation to upkeep your boons, but typically you would go in fire attunement, then in water attunement, then in air attunement, then in earth attunement, and then back in water attunement. So always try to dip in water attunement before you go into the next element, with the exception of if you don't overload in earth, for example. It's really important that you dip into water attunement every 10 seconds or something, because then you upkeep your soothing mist. The general rotation you can see here that I would start out with is like overloading fire. If you have Feel the Burn, you can use it, but typically you can also use just Heatsink when you are done with overloading fire. Swap into water, use the Frozen Burst and Cone of Cold. While you cast the Cone of Cold, swap to air, use the Shocking Aura and Convergence. If you need CC, you can use the Cyclone. And for swiftness, then you use the Overload Air. When it's done, you transmute the Lightning and use the Shocking Aura and cast Convergence again. And swap to Earth, where you use Dust Storm and Sand Squall, and swap to Water and use Frozen Burst and Cone of Cold, and swap to Fire and repeat this loop. But like I said, this is not a strict rotation. You don't have to do that all the time. It's just in the opener that you should do that, because then you have all the boons, and then you have so much overcap on everything, you can then just do whatever you want after that, and you will probably have enough boons anyway. When it comes to healing, of course, like I said, Soothing Mist and Regeneration tick passively for around 850 healing per second for each of your party members. It's insane. It's really, really good. So keep that up all the time. And of course, you have very much active heals as well with the auras and just the Elemental Bastion trait. You can, like I said, the Glyph of Elementals is a nice burst heal, as well as Wash the Pain Away. Even the Signet of Water can be used for a nice burst heal. Other than that, keep in mind that you can also use blast finishers to use the Relic of Karakosa to get more healing, and you have a lot of them. So that's actually really, really, really good as well. And the last thing that I want to mention here is you can even swap out the Earth trade line for Air, Arcane, or Fire. It's actually crazy. You can run all trade lines here if you wanted to, for more utility, depending on what you actually need for the encounter. I would say this is the most general setup. I won't go into detail when to use each trade line, because that would just completely burst the length of this video, but still, you can do that if you wanted to. Yeah, and that's how you play this build. It's really fun to play. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks to all my supporters on YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon to help me keep the lights on. And I hope to see you all in the next video.